What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the New York Mets. um, yeah, they were a huge story. First month of the year, they were so bad. Everyone thought they were going to fire Carlos Mendoza. He's kept his job, and they've looked a lot better the last couple weeks. They're still like 7 games under 500. I think they were 20-27. They might have played a game since then. But yeah, it was really bad. The offense has been like bottom 5 in most categories. Bo Bichette come over and has looked really rough. I don't think he's looked as bad at third base as kind of people thought, but the bat has been really, really bad. Juan Soto missed some time. Lindor is out right now, so he's going to miss a good amount of time. Ronnie Mauricio is going to be out for most of the year. So they are dealing with some injuries. Alvarez is out. So, yeah, going through some injuries. Clay Holmes had that comebacker break. What was his? Fibula? Yeah, like 110 off the bat of Spencer Jones. He had been pitching really well. So they're getting tested. Their depth is getting tested for sure. But Benj homered in season opener, and then went through about a month stretch where he was pretty bad. He's got things going. They moved him up, hitting leadoff a lot of the time now. They brought up AJ Ewing. He's given them some really professional at bats and some excitement. Their bullpen has been pretty good. Devin Williams has looked really good lately. Luke Weaver is really solid. I'd be pressed to name quite a few more. I know Christian Scott is a long man, but it was kind of weird. He was a long man, and then last couple outings he's only thrown 1 inning. So he might be just transitioning to a 1-inning reliever type. But, yeah, I mean, the panic at the start of the year, and they have like the highest payroll in the league. Maybe second to the Dodgers. But everyone was thinking, they're going to have to try to move as many assets as they can. Freddie Peralta, they just traded for him in the offseason. He only has 1 year left. And things can go pretty bad, and they could, be sellers at the deadline. That would be a crazy storyline if it's true. Oh, Luis Robert. He started off pretty well, but he's been pretty bad. And then he got hurt. He's going to miss a good amount of time. Yeah, it's just... It's tricky because it's kind of similar to with the Phillies, what I talked about with the Phillies. I mean, a lot of their guys are on really high-paid, really big contracts, so it's not like you can, move all these deals if you're not contending. And if you do, you're going to have to pay them down quite a bit, which is just not a place you want to be in. I mean, Lindor, Soto are on huge deals. Simeon has, I think 2 more years after this, maybe just 1 year after this. His bat has been really bad. But yeah, you got a lot of long-term deals that you don't really want to have if you're not really competitive. So that gets pretty tricky. But they have a pretty good farm system. I could see them calling some guys up. They already called up, Benj debuted, been on the roster the whole time, and then they brought up AJ Ewing. But it's just, what do you do at the deadline if you're a couple games out of a wild card spot? And their pitching has been incredible. But then you just got to get some offense, man. And then, I mean, Simeon is kind of stuck. I mean, Vientos at first, he's been solid. I think he has right around a 700 OPS. You're playing your second and third string catchers a lot. Because Alvarez has been hurt. Lindor's hurt. So Bichette moved over to short. Brett Beatty has been disappointing. So it's just kind of tough. I really like watching Freddie Peralta pitch. Fastball Freddie. Kodai Senga has been a disaster for them. I don't know if they're going to option him or it's getting pretty close. I think he only has 1 or 2 more years left on his deal. Like they might be thinking about just eating the rest of that contract. Nolan McLean has been really, really good. So a lot of things, there's some things going really well, especially on the pitching side. But the offense has been so bad that you're like, what do we do here? Like Tommy Pham came in and got some at bats. Who was the other vet that I can't remember. But they were just kind of bringing random guys in to try to give them some bats, and those didn't really work out either. But they're just trying to kind of throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. I mean, but I think once Lindor gets back, and then hopefully some of the complementary pieces, and then Bo Bichette kind of get going. But same thing what I said with the Phillies, like I don't see the Braves, not winning this division. So you're automatically, rooting for a wild card spot. And I highly doubt the Mets and the Phillies make the playoffs. And then there's obviously a decent chance that neither one of them do, although I would bet against that. But both these teams are in similar situations, and then very unlikely that they both get in. So I think the NL East is a pretty interesting division to where, there's storylines with every team, but 3 of the 5 teams have huge payrolls. And if you're not ultra competitive, then that gets kind of tricky. But I haven't watched a whole lot of Mets games, but I do listen to Shea Station sometimes. So I try to keep up with them some, but there's just some other teams in the division that I'd rather watch. Coincidentally, the Nationals. I like watching the Nationals. And the Braves have been one of the biggest stories in the league. But that's all I got. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.